Hi.
You must be Ellen.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Please have a seat.
Oh, thank you. Okay, well, how are you?
Good.
Good. How's like everything?
Well, my day's been pretty good.
Mhm.
Clinic's been doing really well. It's
That's
been really
good.
busy.
It is. Is it because of like flu season right now?
Yes,
It's
it
getting colder.
is. A lot of people are coming in asking if they can get flu shots.
Right.
So.
Oh, I see. Well, I got my flu shot last week.
Okay.
Here, exactly too.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Well, I know you're really busy. You have a busy schedule, so I'm gonna make this meeting really short, just 10 minutes, like we wanted to. And so before I start, here's my business card.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And so it has all my contact information if you need to contact me. If you have any questions, you can just email me or call me. And so before we start, I just want to really go over the goal of this entire meeting, and it's just to assess your clinic's needs.
Okay.
And hopefully we can have an opportunity in the future, to conduct business together. And I really want to just capture your character and just like make a portfolio over that, right?
Okay, sounds good.
So before we get started into the whole, questions, is anyone else joining us today, or do you know?
No, everyone's really busy at the clinic, so it's
Yeah.
just gonna be us.
Okay, yeah, that's perfectly fine. All right, so I've actually looked into your website, and I see you currently have 2 locations. Is that correct?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, and where are they, the 2?
We have one at Noonan and one at Peachtree City.
All right, and how many employees do you have at that location?
Well, at Noonan we have, I would think, about 20 employees, and at Peachtree City we had about 15.
All right, and are you planning on expanding in the next couple of years or anything like that?
We are actually. We're thinking about having a 3rd location in the city of Tyrone.
Rome. It's a really big city.
Yes.
It's very beautiful. And do you know like how many years or anything? Do you know when you really think of doing that?
We're hoping to create our location there within the next 2 years.
2 years. All right, I see. All right. Well, I just want to get to know your payroll system more.
Okay.
And so, what system are you currently using right now?
Right now, we're using a system called Microsoft Dynamics GP.
Okay. And how do you like it? Are you satisfied with it, or?
I'm pretty satisfied.
Okay.
Except for the fact that it can get really time consuming.
Mm-hmm.
So that plus the fact that I get like young kids I have to take care of, it becomes burdensome. So
I see.
it starts
So
becoming a problem.
you really don't get to like spend time with your family. I see. All right then. So I'm guessing it's just majority of it is time consuming.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So because of that, have you thought about hiring an accountant then?
We have, but it would be as a last resort because we are trying to manage our budget so that way we can open that 3rd location in Tyrone within the next 2 years. Other than that, yeah, it's just a budget issue right now. But if we really have to, we will because we do not have the manpower right now.
All right then. So how often is your payroll?
It's a bi-weekly payroll, so every other week.
Every other week. So like 2 times in a month. Is that correct? Okay. And so then, how long would you approximately be spend like using that current system right now?
I would say that I use a system, if you add up all the times, about 4 hours each week.
4 hours?
Yes. Well, each pay period. So every 2 weeks, we spend 4 hours.
All right. So that'd be like 8 hours a month.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yeah. But then that can also become longer because every time we do the payroll, we'll have about 4 checks that are like incorrect, and so we'll have to void them and recalculate it and redistribute them manually.
I see. I can really see where it's time consuming. Yeah, it really must be. Okay, so you said that you do the payroll manually. So do you like create reports manually as well?
Yes, I do. The software does offer some, but they're not in a very easy to read format, so I manually type them into Excel.
Okay, so you use it into Excel. Okay. And so do you send out reports every month?
No, I actually send them out every other month.
Every other month?
So I actually have to manually track paid time off balances.
Okay.
But then because we do send out reports every other month instead of every month, I often get calls from employees all questioning whether what their current vacation balance is.
I see, I see. So then, how is paid time off calculated?
Well, paid time off is calculated because by having they work a certain number of hours, then they earn a certain number of vacation hours.
Right.
But then that becomes an issue because some employees will request more than they've earned, and then those employees will terminate with our company.
Okay.
So then essentially they're leaving without having made up those work hours.
So you're technically losing both.
Yeah, I'm losing more money like after they leave because they never earned those paid time off hours that they took.
So you're in a lose-lose situation at that
Pretty
point.
much, yeah.
Okay, I see. So then, since you have to do everything manually, like, how long do you spend to update employee information?
I think for updating employee information, I spend about 15 hours weekly.
15 hours.
Yeah, it's a lot. I
That
can't
really adds up.
Yeah, I can't believe I myself actually spend that long, but that's about how much it is.
15 hours. Wow, that's crazy. That's like pretty much like a student, like in school. Like you take 15 hours, right? Yeah. So what I've heard so far is that you're in charge of all payroll. Is that correct? And like administration and all of that. And so, out of all of this, since you do most of it, what does your husband do? Does he conduct anything, or does he oversee any aspect of it? And like, what role does he actually play into all of this?
Well, I handle payroll taxes, but
Right.
my husband, he signs off on the quarterly and yearly end filings. Just his name. That's it. Just signing off.
You do all the hard work.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see. I see. All right then. So if your husband just signs off on the quarterly and year-end filings, does that mean he conducts tax administration? Like
No.
he takes care of that, or
No, tax administration falls under my belt, also with bank administration. So just like add that to everything else I do.
I see. I see. Wow, you do so much.
Yeah,
you
I
just
do.
have to oversee everything. That's crazy.
See where the stress is now coming from.
And like I can't imagine. Wow. Okay, so could you actually just tell me how much you spend time on your your tax deposits and other files such as W-2s and like quarter filings and all of that?
Well, on my tax deposits, I spend about 15 minutes per pay period, so like every 2 weeks.
Right.
The same goes for my W-2s. I also spend 15 minutes per pay period.
So they're both the same.
And with my quarterly filings, I spend, I would say, about 2 hours per quarter doing that. So it is a lot of time spending filing, but it has to be done.
Yeah. So from hearing all of that, have you ever reported late then?
We actually did. 4 years ago, we got a
Mhm.
tax penalty for reporting late.
I bet you really want to keep that clean record, right?
Yeah, we do. But
I see. And so you said you're in charge of bank administration as well,
Yes, I
along
am.
with tax administration? Okay, so then can I ask what bank do you use?
we use Capital One currently.
Capital One, all right. And does Capital One charge any fees?
They actually do. It's a $250 monthly banking fee.
Okay.
So if you know any other banks that charge less, do tell me.
I'm a Chase girl. Maybe I can convert you to there.
Okay, well, we'll think about it.
Okay, so what I've heard so far is that you're just like having to spend a lot of time and money, right? And just having to manually input data and everything. And so is your bank, like, are you having to do that with your bank as well?
Yes, I actually do spend, approximately an hour a month reconciling bank statements.
Right.
So
I see. So you just have to do everything yourself, huh?
yeah, that $1,500 software doesn't really help that much.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're here for. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all the questions that I needed to ask you, and I think we've covered all of it. So is there anything else I need to know, or do you have any questions, or?
No, I think you've touched base with pretty much everything that
Okay,
has to do with our
perfect.
clinic, so.
Yeah, so you have my business card, and I'll
Yes,
be
I do.
contacting you within the next couple of days, like
Okay.
maybe 3 days, and hopefully, like, we can set up another meeting,
Mhm.
and we can discuss further and more in depth of what ADP can offer to you, and to help, assess all your needs, and we can just like build something for you specifically. Yeah, and so it was great meeting you, and thank you
Yeah,
for
it was.
giving me your time.
Thanks for
Yeah,
coming.
thank you.
Thank you.